is retry analyzer. This is a class name. You can give it anything. Retry anything you wanted to change it, you do it. But this implements retry analyzer. Always you remember, TestNG follows the highest coding standards. If you follow these standards, then that would be much more better. Because you see, any interface, it will start with I. This is the right notation. It indicates that it is an this indicates that it is an interface. Now, if you see here, I test result, I test annotation, I test listener. So now if you see here, this is I test listeners, means which will be used for the listeners interface. And this is for results capturing, because when the test case is passed or failed in your listeners, go to your listeners once, implementation of listeners. I just forgot to tell these interfaces names. Anyways, which are important listeners will interfaces will talk about this one. If you see here, you have been used this. What is this? And what is this? See, we have been discussed about these methods. Now, why we are getting this override?
Unimplemented.
Why are you getting override?
Those are unimplemented.
Interface
When you are trying to do the implementation, you will be getting that at the rate override tag. Public void, this is not returning anything, and this is on method name on test success. But here we are passing something, I test result and result. What is this? This is an interface. So this interface, what is this result?
Object.
That is an object. Excellent. So this is an object. You've seen that exception E. I think if you're going in the Java exceptions, you're getting that exception E in the catch block. What is this exception and E? This E? Did you start with the exceptions or not?
Exception is a class, E is an object.
Exceptions is a class and E is an object. So now the same way, this is a class there. Exceptions is a class, and the class will have multiple means what are these subclasses for this exception? What is a superclass for an exception?
Throwable.
Throwable is a superclass. Exception. And exception, didn't you discuss about the hierarchy of the exceptions?
No.
Exceptions is done
Little
for you or
bit
not?
only, sir. Yesterday.
Yesterday only started.
See, throwable is what your superclass. And what is a superclass for the throwable?
Object.
What is a superclass for the throwable? What is a superclass for the throwable?
Object.
Object is superclass for any class in the Java. Throwable is a superclass in the hierarchy. Parent class. Exception. Under the exception, we have subclasses. And for these subclasses, we have subclasses. Runtime exception and
Compile time exception.
Once you go through this hierarchies are very, very important. The same way, now here the exception, we are creating an object so that whatever the methods are related to this one, so those all things would be called. Now here I use itest result. Now itest result is an interface and we created an object. Can I create an object for the itest result? Can I create this object?
Actually, no, sir, but as an interface.
Yes. So actually, no. What it was doing is it was bringing up its parent method, and these implementations are done somewhere else. So now, this is a declaration only. We are declaring this, and with this declaration, an implementation was done somewhere else. Now, with this particular object reference, we are just calling these particular methods. Now, this is itest is an interface, and this is an object. And with this object, I was trying to get the names. Means I'll be getting all this particular test case names with this particular method. So what is the implementation for this get method means? You can just go and click and see these implementations. But why I'm not getting into the details means it will go it is like a chain of interfaces. So at least what should you know is, hey, if I wanted to implement for the listeners, what are the interfaces I'll be using it? I'll be using the iTest listener, and I'll be using iTest result. And I created an iTest result object. With this object, I'll call all these particular methods. So at least this is a point which you need to understand from the listeners. Now, if you go to the same pointer to the analyzers, go to the retry analyzers. Retry analyzers. Now, if you see that in the retry analyzer, I'll be implementing with this particular retry analyzer. Just click on this particular interface. Click on that. Click on that. Control click. So now if you see here, it is calling only one method. See, now this is an interface. And what it was saying, it was returning this object. Now you click on this iTest retry. Nana Hemant, you click on here, click, control click. Always control click, it will take you there. Now you see that it once again take you the iTest result. Now iTest result is extended by, see, it is extended by attribute comparables. See, now I attributes is, what is this? Interface. Comparables.
Interface.
Comparable.
I think
Control click. Yes.
Interface.
So now, see, now this all you just need to explore and see what are the methods are there, where it is implemented, from where you are getting that get method. Now go to your itry listener analyzer. Yeah, go there and then go to this itry analyzer interface. Itry, see, now click on this particular object. Sorry, class. Click on this. Now somewhere else we've seen that. Okay, go back to your listeners class. We'll get that answer. Just hold on with me. So what I'm trying to show you will understand. Go click on this method. See, now this method. Now what is this particular method will do? Returns the name of the test result, typically identifying to the name of that particular method. So now you see here, these all methods are there under this particular interface.
iTest.
Okay, so under this particular method, so under this particular interface, we have all these methods. Now, method is nothing but your test case. So now you're getting that particular test case names and what is the start time, end time, all the parameters will be there. Execution information, if you wanted to collect from the TestNG, this is the most important interface where you can get all these particular details. Okay, but however, come back to this. See, now what you wanted to know is, hey, what are the most important things? See, 4 to 5 interfaces will be there. These are the most important things the people might ask you. Okay, go back to the retry analyzer. Now here, okay, what's the time? It's already, the people are waiting for me.
Yes, it's Sumit, Ravanya.
Yeah, I think you can just hold. So now guys, tomorrow go back and see back this retry analyzers, and then this particular, what we say, for the accessions, we'll talk tomorrow. So implement them and then come back tomorrow. Apart from this accessions retry, go through this particular interfaces. What all interfaces are available in the TestNG? So hope you remember, right? Go to Google. Quickly go, Hemant.